Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again for another Friday episode of Trucker Money, where we talk about life outside of trucking, earning extra money, passive income, investing, retirement, money in general, things to build a more resilient lifestyle, kind of away from trucking, so we have multiple sources of income. This is not investment advice, it's just merely me sharing my personal journey with you. Every week I go through and I share my thoughts on something and then kind of what I did for the week to earn extra passive income or side income or investment income, and what additional investments I may have made. So this week, we're going to also talk about not all income is created equal. Now you're going to want to see this because probably a lot of people don't think about this, and it should be a good one for you. So first, let's talk about, get out of the way, what happened here September 14th through the 18th for this week. As many of you know, I'm a passive income investor, dividends and such. Didn't get any income or dividend increases or cuts. Made just a couple dollars off of YouTube, about $1 off a Mudflap app, so nothing to write home about there, but I just like to fully disclose everything because it's kind of what this is about. What did I add to? I added to my position in Campbell's Soup. It's not a great bargain right now. I'm just kind of trying to fill up the position here. Add to it. Current yield 3.06%. Added to Prudential, the current yield is 6.31%. Now, every week I like to go through who paid me. So this week we got paid from Prudential. Once again, yield of 6.31%. I got paid from O, which is Realty Income. They are a monthly payer. Current yield of 4.28%. Also got paid from Duke Energy. Current yield of 4.57%. And 3M paid out on Monday. Current yield of 3.49%. And Stag Industrial. That's a new one for me. This is the first dividend I've received from them. Current yield of 4.48%. So now let's go into the computer here and talk about why not all income is created equal. So let's talk about now why all income is not created the same. I said in one of my previous videos that wages are the worst way to earn income. And I'm about to prove that to you. And I'm not saying you should give up your wages or quit your job or not get an income. You need that income to build wealth and pay your bills and live your life. But let's talk about dividend income, okay? Because we talk about that a lot, and some people probably are tired of it by now, but this is a big reason of how I'm going to show you that, of how important it is, okay? And why it's such a good source of income. I found this website, irscalculators.com, and they have this tax calculator. I was looking for a place to do a mock tax return, and I found this, and it's pretty darn good, and it's accurate. So let's say, okay, now too, if you're the type of person that wants to retire early, okay, when you're in retirement, you're going to get different tax treatment on your IRAs and your Roth IRAs and whatever. And this could also be applied to if you're just doing a taxable brokerage account, to where you're just going to retire early and live off this money. It's even more important. But it also applies in retirement. So let's look at this here. We're going to do an apples to apples comparison over earning your money from wages and earning your money through qualified dividends. And just a brief synopsis of qualified versus non-qualified dividends. Most of the dividends you get are going to be qualified, okay? That just means you're going to invest in a stock and you're going to hold it for a long enough period of time to meet the qualifications to have capital gains treatment on those dividends instead of being taxed as ordinary income. Now there's certain companies that their dividends are not going to be qualified no matter what, and that's going to be typically like your REITs, kind of like Realty Income that I own, because their dividends get certain tax treatment when they are paid out. So they're not going to get qualified treatment when it comes tax time. But I put most of my money is going to be qualified dividends. So we're going to talk about that. Now let's just do an apples to apples. We're going to put in here that you earn $100,000 in wages. Okay? That's all. We're not going to go into the finer details of, write-offs and deductions. Only deduction in here is it's going to put in your standard deduction of $12,400 a year. And because it's apples to apples, what applies to one will apply to the other. So we're just going to forget it here for a second. Okay, we put $100,000 in wages in there. And it's going to give you, it takes off your standard deduction. It's going to give you a taxable income for federal purposes of $87,600. Now let's go over here to our annual results, where it's going to show us the results of where we're going to come at for taxes. So for federal taxes, it's going to show a tax of $15,000, $15,103.50 that we're going to owe on that money. I just picked a state here, the state I live in, Wisconsin. You're going to have a tax of $5,279. Social Security is going to come in at $6,200. And Medicare at $1,450. For a total tax on your $100,000 income of $28,033.43. Or 28.03% of your income. Okay? And you're going to keep $71,966.57. So, that's a pretty hefty tax bill right there, $28,000 off of wages. So let's just back out of this for a second. We're going to get rid of those wages. And instead we're going to put this $100,000 right here as capital gains from our qualified dividends. We're going to put it the same $100,000 income. Okay, it's still going to take off the $12,400 for the standard deduction. Give us the same taxable income. Let's go over here and see what our results are. Federal income tax, $0, because this is all capital gains treatment. Capital gains tax, $7,140, compared to the $15,000 we were paying in federal tax on wages. So less than half of the federal tax, okay? But wait, it's going to get better. Instead of the $5,200 we were paying in state tax, now it's $3,398. So that's lower. Social Security tax, $0. Medicare tax, $0. Qualified dividends are not subject to Social Security or Medicare tax. We're going to come up with a total tax of $10,538.93, which is overall 10.54% compared to the 28% we were going to pay off of wages. Okay, and you're going to keep $89,461 instead of $71,966. That's almost an $18,000 gain in your pocket. So you're going to save $18,000 a year in taxes off of dividend income instead of wages. Now, let's get to the part you're saying, wait a minute. You got to earn this money first. And it's going to take a huge pile of money to earn $100,000 a year in dividends. Well, you're right. Can't argue that. You're absolutely right. You would need a substantial amount of money to earn $100,000 in dividends. But you're piling money in your 401k every year, right? In hopes of when you retire having $2, $3, $4, $5 million in there. If you're 20 years old, 30 years old, that's your plan. Well, what's the difference? Instead of just piling it in and hoping for the growth, you could pile it in and take this kind of income. It's just a matter of how you want to place your money and set up your plan. Plus, doing it this way, the numbers show right here, you could live on substantially less money, equivalent of, instead of $100,000 in wages or unearned income, which would be, income from other investments like a pension or ordinary dividends or short-term capital gains. If you just switch that over to long-term capital gains, i.e. qualified dividends, substantially less income could yield you the same amount of money after tax. Or maybe you want to have a mix of both. If you're the type of person that wants to retire early and not wait till their retirement age of 67, 72, whatever the heck your retirement age is going to be, tax planning like this is even more important. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there to show that not all income is created equal. When you sit down and crunch the numbers, it is a huge difference, and it's worth paying attention to. So if you like this kind of thing, hit that like button, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.